Hello and welcome to Power Talk. I'm your host, Paul Amadeus Lane, one of your Quantum Rehab ambassadors. And I'm so delighted to have you join me today. Why? We're going to talk to one of my fellow ambassadors out there who did not let his injury prevent him from being creative. So you don't want to miss that chat I'm going to have with him right here shortly. But before we bring him on, make sure you go to our awesome website. On our website, you can find out some pretty cool things of what we got going on here at Quantum Rehab. If you're a clinician, we got you covered. If you are a patient, we got you covered. If you're a family member, we got you covered. If you want to find out how 50,000 lives have been transformed, like myself being at eye level, we got you covered. If you want to find out what life at eye level is, we got you covered too. So thank you so much. It's my honor to bring on our very special guest. I am so delighted to have with me right now my next guest, my fellow Quantum ambassador, Jesse Sins. What's going on, Jesse? How are you?
What's going, Mr. Paul? Good. Yourself? How's things going?
Going pretty good. Thank you so much for asking. And you and I kind of talked about this before we started our conversation. We've been trying to do this for about a year, so I'm so glad we finally got it
right,
happening.
off and on, right?
Definitely. So Jesse, let's start off by what happened? What put you in a wheelchair, if you don't mind?
Oh, absolutely. To make a long story short, I've been a graffiti writer for, I want to say probably 25 years now. And I was doing illegal stuff, and it comes with the territory. And I was running a line with a couple of guys doing what we do. And I was on two different roofs, and the one I was holding onto with the arms was longer than the one I was stepping to. So when I put my foot down and put my weight down, the roof that I was standing on was shorter, and all my weight went down. And when I tried to hold the gutter, it wouldn't hold. So down I went.
Wow. And how long ago has that been, Jesse?
What is it? It's been 12 years now.
12 years.
Yeah. March 2010. Yep.
You're a veteran like me. It'll be 30 years for me in January of next year. So you and I, we have some time.
Congratulations there.
Yes.
What happened to you, if I might ask?
It was an automobile accident. I was on my way home, hanging out with some friends, and a severe case of whiplash caused my vertebrae to sublock. And then after that, I was welcome to the world of the quaddom world. So that's what I was.
The quad side.
Absolutely. And just one thing I really like about you is that your love for painting and for arts, it didn't stop after your injury. I mean, you are an awesome mouth painter. What made you want to pursue that after you weren't able to, to really put your skills out there like you used to?
It's kind of a catch-22 or an oxymoron, whatever you want to call it. You live and die by the sword. The same thing that put me down is the same thing that put me back to where I'm at. I love the study of graffiti art and music, and when I came back to and all that was put in my face, I'm like, we always make a fork in the road, especially when we go through big tragedies. And it's like, we're either going to do something or we're going to be depressed. It's like, I can go fight for this, which would be graffiti, which saved my life again, or I'd just be depressed and do nothing. And I didn't want to be that person because I've seen it. But to be on the other side of the fence, I wanted to change it and maybe, eventually in future, which is now the future, influence other people to change their minds about their situations. And from there, I was just hungry to do graffiti, and whatever it took to do it was good enough for me. And that's what keeps me going with that. It's really, it's my passion. It's my love. It's not about the money. I'm comfortable with it, and it inspires people that I did not recognize. It humbles me, and it shows me how much we can do for other people's from our own experiences.
That's true.
So, I mean,
and Jesse, what has it been like? Or take us through when you were contacted by our good friends over at Quantum Rehab, and they were like, Hey, Jesse, we like for you to be one of our ambassadors. Talk
That's a
about that, and also talk about what it's been to having life at eye level, how that has impacted you over the years.
that's a good question. So originally, I don't want to put too much of my business out there, but I started off in a nursing home because I got lied to, and then fast forward, I got myself and a lot of people who supported me. Shout out to all of my loved ones and the people who helped me get this far. I got my spot, and that's where everything started popping. Like the nursing home really humbled me because a lot of bad things happen from there. But you learn and you struggle and you figure it out. I think the one thing I always try to give people advice of is you want to strive to be the best person you can as much as you want to be independent, but it's very hard to do. Um, but sometimes it takes your own pride and your will to just try to find that grasp. Easier said than done because we all have our bad days. It just looks cute on social media versus the
Yeah.
reality of things. But I
Amen.
owe that a lot to the people around me and the people that have always been helping me because you can't do it by yourself. That's why a lot of times when I speak, it's like when I say I'm doing a painting, I say it in we context because I'm not
Yeah,
doing it by myself. And I acknowledge it. I want people to acknowledge that as well.
I get that, and thanks
You
so
know,
much for sharing that, Jesse. And if you don't mind, talking about being approached by our friends at Quantum, and they're like,
oh,
"Hey,
okay.
Jesse."
Okay. So the story is, so after I got it goes transition from nursing home, I came here. Shout out to Chris. He was he was my tech guy that was helping me out with Medicaid, Medicare with my wheelchair and stuff. And he spoke to one of our reps, I guess, at that time. They're like, you need to go check this guy out because I've been getting quantum chairs the whole time. And they came up and we just kind of shit, we just talked that shit and had fun and had a conversation. And like, let's do some stuff. And I was like, I'm down for the cause. At the time, there was no eye level. It was just uh, my edge. That's what it was. I have the poster. It's my edge. It was like a what 4 or 5 inch lift, I believe, because we're at 15 or 16. So that was the inception of that, and we kind of just played back and forth, and then we finally came to agreement. They're like, let's do this, and I was like, I'm down for sure, and that was the gist of that story. It was
Now,
beautiful, and everybody since I've been with them forever, and they're great people. Uh, their company's right. They do right. They care about people. You know, we are the priority versus the money. That's the beauty of it.
absolutely, and that's one thing that I appreciate too. I just, I've almost 30 years for me. I've seen different wheelchairs, been in different wheelchairs for quite some time, and
Mhm.
to be able to have a wheelchair company like Quantum Rehab approach me and be like, "Hey, Paul, we want you to, be a part of our ambassador team." And I couldn't believe it at first because I'm like, "Little on me, who am me? I'm nobody. I'm just a guy who, you know."
Absolutely.
And then to meet ones like yourself and others who are part of our crew is really really awesome. What has it been like for you, bud?
It changed a lot of things. There was things that we were so restricted on as far as being on the ground level and coming from, being a walkie to being a roller. There was things I can not control, like not control my thermostat. I'm able to get to certain things, especially with it comes to painting, or even in a social environment where you can actually feel equal instead of people looking down at you. You kind of feel more like the rest of the environment, the way things are, and it normalizes things. And people kind of look at you in a different manner. So I appreciate that, and it's also a look catcher. People always look like, what is that? So it's cool that way as well.
You know what you got to tell them? Say, yeah, I'm that fine. That's why you're looking at me. I look that good. That's what you.
Right.
That's what you
Hey,
tell them,
I'm just
Jesse.
fly. I'm just fly. I should have worn my sunglasses.
No, but that's awesome. And thank you so much for sharing that, Jesse. I co-sign on everything you said as well. And before I let you go, anything else out there you like to share with the wheelchair users out there about having life at eye level, and where can they check out some of those great paintings that you've been doing?
I'm not that good. But I think we do, like Stephanie said, we need to advocate for ourselves and we need to educate more people that are not necessarily lethargic, but we need to have more awareness because we're a bigger group than people think. And we're not asking for privilege, we're asking for the same right. And I think that needs to be conveyed. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of power, but in unity, it's very possible,
That's
especially at
so
eye
true.
level, because then we can roll with people hard on a tall standpoint.
That's what I'm talking about. And give a huge shout out to Stephanie Werder over there. She does great
Yeah,
things
shout
at
out to
Quantum
Steph.
Rehab.
Yeah,
And also Kate
she fights
Fry.
for her rights hard.
Yeah. Oh, she's no joke. I never want to get on her bad side. One time, Jesse, I was on her bad side, and I never got on her bad side again. She sent me a nice little email. She was nice with it, but I know she could have turned it up 10 more levels, but she didn't. And I
Oh,
didn't want
sure. This is like,
I didn't,
it's that warning sign. Like,
yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I was like, I got you, Steph. I'm cool. We good. We good. You never have to email me again, dog. But she is such an advocate for us and our good friends over at
Absolutely. And I appreciate that of her. I mean, she
Hey,
gets locked up all the time for it. That's amazing. It's amazing.
hey, how can one check out your painting? You want to send them to your IG page, or how can they do that?
Oh yeah. You can check out my paintings at Jesse underscore Sins SINZ on Instagram, and then Facebook is Puddlo Dreams, one word, PUDDLO Dreams DREAMZ at Facebook.com.
Awesome. Well, brother, it's been great catching up with you. I'm so glad we had an opportunity
That's a pleasure.
do this interview together, and ones out there get a chance to know you a little better, find out more about your journey. And hey, looking forward to doing it again, bro.
Hey, anytime, just hit me up. You know where I'm at.
A huge shout out to my fellow ambassador, Jesse Sins, and just loving his creativity. You got a chance to see some of his art, see him in action. Really, really, really talented person out there. And make sure you give him a follow and check him out. And make sure you go to our website, quantumrehab.com. There you can find out some pretty amazing things about this amazing company. You can find out the technology behind their latest wheelchair. You can find out how 50,000 lives have been transformed at eye level, like mine and like Jesse's. And you can just find out some really cool things if you're a clinician about how Quantum Rehab can really walk you through and help you with the process of designing and make sure that the chairs that you get for us are fitting us perfectly like a glove. And as a Quantum Rehab user and an ambassador myself, I'm telling you, this is the most comfortable chair I've ever been in. And I've been in chairs for 30 years. Or I guess I should say using chairs for 30 years. Stephanie, I don't want you mad at me, so I'll make sure I said it now. Stephanie's awesome. Stephanie Woodard is one of the amazing advocates out there for our community. And also she helps us out too as well. So, hey, it's time for me to get out of here. But before I let you go, please stay healthy, stay safe. And remember, I love you guys' life. Take care, folks. Until next time.